Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my YouTube channel.
Mitch, what the hell is going on?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to be doing another one of those like talking videos where I dive into like a struggle that I am continuing to have, and I feel like if I express it, get it out there, show you guys how I'm trying to work and deal on this issue, that potentially it could help one of you, or then vice versa, one of you could help me. Because after the great success of my last video about sharing my struggle, I just feel like I just got such a positive reaction from everyone on it that I feel like it's a good thing to do, and it's just important to share your struggles. Be right back. Need to go do my washing. Yeah, sorry about that. It's a domestic day, so my washing needs to get done. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So had great feedback. So I thought I'd share this new struggle of mine again. Not again, for the first time. And that's going to be the constant battle between a want and a need. For a great example, the other day I did go out, mountain bike riding, and I had a fantastic time. And we bought Steph a bike a couple weeks ago. Well, a while ago, it's not a couple weeks. And I hadn't bought myself one yet because I just didn't know what I wanted, how I wanted it to be, or what I wanted it to do. And then I just let the adrenaline and the enjoyment of that day get the better of me, and then I bought myself a $500 downhill push bike. I didn't necessarily need that. I did want it. I definitely had the money to do it, but I definitely didn't need to do it. And I guess I just want to dive into this whole need and want thing because it seems to be something that I feel like I've got under control, like maybe 80% of the time, and then that other 20% of the time, it can really come bite me in the ass, and I'll be having regret instantly after purchasing it, like I did with the downhill bike. It was crazy. I woke up the next morning at 3 a.m. to watch the Ashes because, fucking how good's cricket, and Steve Smith. And then I laid there watching the cricket and going, man, you really didn't need to buy that bike. And so I just want to go through the what I think works. And then potentially, if you guys have any ideas, you can let me know on what you do. Because I'd love to get to a position where my control of my want and need is at a 95 to 100% control, because it's a struggle of mine. I 100% struggle with it. But anyway, so let's dive into this. Let's dive into this. Let's dive into it. So I think to start it off, you need to, as a person, define what you actually classify as a need. And now these things for me, obviously, I'm not talking about food, shelter, water, love from someone and stuff like that. I'm talking about materialistic things and things that you sort of can't live without. And once you've defined those, then you can obviously be able to register what a want is. So you have so you can actually try control these needs and wants. So for me personally, a need for me is something that is going to constantly bring me joy, and a longevity of happiness. So for example, this camera that I am currently talking to, which brings me some of the most and exciting times of my life. I honestly cannot live without this thing. I just think it is the best thing in the world. And just for example, this thing has quite a heavy price tag with it, and I didn't give a shit. I didn't care how much it was. I didn't care. I just needed it. I needed it in my life, and so I did. I got it. And then it goes forward on. Another need for me would be all the editing software that I use to continue to create videos, because I need to create videos. I need to be creating things because that's who I am as a person. So you need to define yourself, so then to define your needs, so what you need constantly in your life to bring you happiness and joy. So And then even further from like the editing software, this guy, it's sad to say that I need my phone, but I do. I need to be able to have something where I can, edit my videos or take photos or, it's gonna sound shit to say, but like I sort of do need social media because I like sharing. I like sharing. I feel the need to share. Like it's a need in my life. It's not that I want to share these things. Like I need to. I enjoy doing it. I think it's super important that we constantly need to be sharing things because that's how as humans you can learn about each other and grow. Like I wouldn't be half the person I am today without all the stuff that I consume off these platforms and the people that I listen to and the podcasts that I seem to just listen to religiously who are helping me grow this brain and this person into who I want to be. These are all things that I think that I need. They might not be the things that you need. So this is what's super important to be able to define what your need is. And once you've done that, you can then have your black and white between a need and a want. So yeah, it's hard to tell someone to fucking define themselves, but it's like, what things can you not live without? For me, it's gonna be the camera and stuff like that and stuff that allows me to create. So yeah, define your actual needs. I think that's definitely step number one. Now, I think step number two and successfully, controlling this battle between a want and a need is definitely going to be ranking your wants. Wants are a part of everyday life. We constantly live in a world where the newest, the greatest, the shiniest, the quickest, the fastest, the strongest, the tiniest, the most efficient things are constantly getting created, invented, and shown to us. So if you're in a position in your life where you can consume something like that and not have a need or a want for it, you're the fucking best. I aspire to be you, but unfortunately, I'm not. So for me, and how I control this whole battle 80% of the time, let's not forget about that, is by ranking my wants. Now, for this example of this story about me going out there and buying a bike and then unfortunately regretting, but then changing my mindset on it again. Anyway, we'll dive into that to the end. It wasn't. The bike definitely was on my want list, but it wasn't very high. I understand I'm here in Whistler, I'm here, there is the best bike trails in the world. So the bike was definitely on my list, but there was a lot of other things that I would have liked to have purchased before purchasing that. But this goes back onto my other video about controlling your actions and your emotions, and I slipped up again, and I'm not mad about it. I'm happy that I've noticed it, because then in the future I'll continue to try to control these emotions. So, and I guess that's the other thing about a want and a need, is that most needs don't necessarily always have a large attachment to it, where the wants can and can be quite easily influenced. So definitely ranking your wants, and if it means as simple as just pulling out your phone, chucking your notepad in there and going, whatever it is, price tag, whatever it is, price tag. And then that's what I usually do. You're an idiot. Fuck. Honestly, in my notes, I do have a need and a wants, and I've got it written down, and that's how I do it. It's how I usually do work. But like I was saying, my emotions got the better of me. But yeah, so definitely ranking your wants is definitely what you need to do, which I think personally helps. Cool. So rank your wants. And that can be ranked in any order because it's a want. It doesn't necessarily have more of a higher level. It's all wants. They're all the same. You know what I mean? Cool. So this next one, next little tip, I guess, in this battle. So I guess this is a little bit of a right hook when everything else has been. Oh, damn. This one's understanding your money dials. And what do I mean by money dials? And that's pretty much where you enjoy spending your money. So there's a podcast I listen to, and I will link it down below. I think it's really, really insightful and really, really great. Because as humans, we're definitely taught how to make money, but not how to spend it. So your money dials, if you were to imagine you got this lavish bathroom, it's very nice, and there's all these taps, and every single tap was a certain category of money that you a certain category that you'd like to spend money on. And it's about controlling these money dials. As much as it is a battle between a want and a need, it's justifying where you like spending your money. So for me personally, the camera money dial, anything camera related, is constantly pretty much turned on fully, because I just enjoy that stuff. Regardless if I see it as a want or a need, it's where I like to spend my money. And now, you know, for most people, partying, alcohol, going out and stuff like that would be turned on. But for me, I don't have that tap fucking turned on at all. In fact, I've ripped it out, thrown it out, see you fucking never, because I don't want to put any of my money there ever again. Like, I'm just so done with it. So it's understanding where your money areas go and where your money goes to these areas. So once you have an understanding of where you're trying to push your money, then obviously you can help pay for these wants, and then obviously the needs are obviously needs, so they get paid for as well. So as much as it is a battle between a want and a need, it also is a battle between you financially as a person and what you can justify spending your money on. Because then you'll be able to justify these wants just as badly as the needs, because you'll have the money in those areas to do so, if that makes any fucking sense. Like I said, it's not something I'm 100% educated on. I will link the podcast down below, and I do highly recommend that you guys go listen to it, because it definitely has helped me in certain positions when there's been something I've really, really wanted, but I haven't been able to justify the purchase. And that's like something that has to come back on you, and like how you work through that is super important. You know, not just emotionally, but like, you know, mentally, which is the same as emotionally, but cool. The last thing I'm going to talk about, and this video has been really strange because I thought it would be more of me telling you my story and how like I struggled with a certain situation, but then it's sort of become like me telling you how I deal with it, and then potentially maybe you getting something from this video. I'm not really too sure. It's yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you like it, whatever. But the last thing I'm going to talk about, what helps me with this want and need battle, is going to be the level of happiness or return. What, the level of happiness? It's going to be the level of happiness that that item is going to give back. So continuing on the topic of the bike, it definitely wasn't highly ranked up on my want list, but in saying that, every time I do ride it, I'm so fucking happy. Like, I am having so much fun. It's just great. You know what I mean? And then that's what it looks like with the purchase. Like, when it comes to like other things and this is going to be different for every single person. So like, you might get really, really happy in a brand new dress, but how long will that happiness lay around for? Like, how long will you justify the purchase? Because you're going to wear that dress out. Oh, why am I targeting women? You're going to wear that piece of clothing out, and you're going to feel really happy about it for that one night, but then you probably won't put that back on for another 6 months, because that's the world that we live in, where people don't want to be seen in the same outfit more than once. Where I'm not trying to compare myself, but I literally wear the same clothes in every single one of these videos. One, because I really like Pacific Prism, but two, because I just don't really spend money on clothes anymore. Because they definitely are on a want list, but they fucking rank really, really low. But so, yeah, I guess like trying to think about how much happiness that purchase is going to bring you, regardless if it's a want or a need, is super important. Because at the end of the day, you're investing into that item, and what is it going to give back to you? And that's something you really need to take into consideration, because if it's going to only give you a short-term return of happiness, do you realistically need it? And I guess this continues the want and need battle. You know what I mean? Like, most wants will only bring you a short period of happiness, where if it's a need, it's going to continue to bring you happiness. Yeah, as you can see, I'm still struggling with this whole concept, because I definitely do struggle with it. If you guys have any insight or any ideas of how to make this better, please hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what you do, because I feel like the best way to deal with this whole battle between happiness and the fucking happiness, between freaking wants and needs, is realistically, it's the end result of what it gives you in return. You want a night out on the piss with the boys, you go do it, you're happy for that time. You wake up the next day, you're hungover, you feel like shit. Did you really need that? I don't know. That's what I mean. Everyone's needs are different. I'm just trying to, I don't know. I just like talking shit about how my head is working and what I'm trying to deal with, and then hopefully maybe I say something that helps you go, wow, maybe I need to change, or maybe, wow, I should maybe consider the way I put my money in. I don't even know what I'm trying to do. God. Yeah. Just think about the return on investment, the ROI. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about happiness. Like, will that investment really bring you happiness? Because that's the end game, you know what I mean? The end game is happiness. A lot of people have been like sending me messages like thinking that I'm like unhappy and stuff like that, because like what I'm talking about can be somewhat depressing at times, or I come across that I'm upset. I'm actually like in like the best mindset at the moment. And I feel like that's because like mentally, like I'm under construction. So like I got the boys on the tools inside the brain, just, you know, trying to figure this thing called life out a little bit more, and like investing more time into me as a person and becoming a better human. So if I do ever come across looking like I'm lost and stuff like that, I'm definitely not lost, and I'm definitely not upset. I'm just enjoying this process of changing who I am, and then noticing these faults in my life, because I feel like if I'm noticing these faults, it means I'm getting better. Not that I was bad, but I'm just noticing issues. Not that they're issues, I guess. Maybe they are issues. I don't know. I'm just trying to be the best version of me. And I guess that's all I want for you guys. Be the best versions of you. If you're ever struggling with anything, I've got 2 ears. Feel free to frickin' rip them off and take them home and chat your way off. Just feel free to chat to me. Always happy to help. But anyway, guys, this has been another strange one of me talking to the camera. Hopefully you can understand what I'm talking about. I guess like the main thing I'm talking about is just, you know, the constant battle between a want and a need, which is going to continue for us as humans forever. And it's just about understanding what your wants are, what your needs are, and then obviously the ROI on investment. So what you're going to get back from it in return, and how long it'll be there for. So I guess so. At least that's what I like to try to do. Hopefully you guys will maybe try it. I don't know. Anyway, guys, make sure you like this video, pat some puppies, have a good day. I don't know. Go outside, smell the roses. If there's roses, watch out for bees if you're going to do that. I can see ya.